morning, everyone. This is Paula, and today is the first day of the 12 days of Christmas. But most importantly, on this day, we're starting our December Traveler's Notebook as well, and it's called You Better Not Pout. And this is what it looks like on the front. It's stunning, isn't it? Yeah, let me show you the paper on the back of the book. It's Prima. Yeah, I believe it's Prima Country something. Let me look. See if I can tell you. Nope, I can't. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I'll try to get that. But anyway, this book was designed by Lynette at Chic, and I will link her below. You need to go check and see if she's got any left. We're talking pinks and reds and anything Santa and reindeer and Christmas trees. And so my goal is not to just run through the book and get plenty made to finish my book. My goal is to do this as 12 days of Christmas. So today is December 13th, and that will be the first day of the 12 days of Christmas. Okay, so my goal is also to get at least 2 layouts for each day of the 12 days. Now, if I can't, that's fine, but we'll go back to 1 if we're not going to have enough. But right now, I'm going to try to do 2 layouts. I'm not going straight through the book. I'm going to jump around in the book. So, there you go. So, that's the explanation of how this is going to go. So, this is my design team project for Chic. And, again, we'll link it below. Now, also, let me make sure my phone... It looked like it was leaning a little bit. Hold on a second. Sorry if it gets all... There we go. Maybe that's better. Okay. Now, let's get started. She used all this stunning trim. This doily. And look at this little pearl flower. This cool trim here. And this pink. It's kind of a pink color, or kind of maybe just a light brown, a very little tan color. Excuse me, I will be drinking my orange juice as we go along. Woke up this morning very thirsty. Okay, so I'm not going to show you everything in the kit. Lynette has a video. You can go see that if you want to see all the items in the kit. So let's get started. I'm excited to do my 12 days of Christmas. I wasn't able to do December daily this year, but I thought 12 days of Christmas would work just as well because we had a lot of other things going on. So also, I want to welcome all new subscribers. There's been several, and I want to thank you for coming on board, and I want to let all my other subbies know how much I love them, and for sticking it out with me for this couple years. Okay, if you enjoy today's video and you want to become a subscriber, just click that button below. So here we go. We're going to do the library pocket first. So I showed you what the outside look of the book was, the paper, okay? So I'm going to flip into the inside. This is the other side of the paper. Is it not super cute? It's got all these Christmas trees and houses, and I want to focus on that for a minute. So we're going to do that for our first layout. Now, I'm going to do this library pocket, and it does always come in the kit. I'm going to be using Lawn Fawn ink because all my other inks are just way too dark. And this is the Wild Rose by Lawn Fawn. And it is a dye ink, okay? So, that's where we're going to start. And I'm going to use my little dauber to do my inking. And I'm just going to ink around the library pocket for now. I'm not going to ink every page and all of that, you know, because it just takes too long. I love using these little daubers. I just forget about them, you know. And while I was over looking for lighter ink, I saw them. And I thought, I need to get those out. Really, they're so easy to work with. Now, when you first buy them, they're not super cheap, okay? But they're not outrageous either. And I think it's worth it if you do a lot of inking on pages and so forth. So this library pocket has adhesive on the back, and that's what she usually puts in the kit. I think everybody loves having their little library pockets. Yes, so I'm going to try not to take forever. This is just a little different. Okay, so there we go on that, and I'm going to ink. I had some extra paper in my stash, so I'm going to ink around it real quick. This little bit that I have. I actually had one sheet of this, the same paper that goes on, that the kit or the journal was made out of, with the reefs and the houses. So I decided, why not use it, right? And so, get these little things inked. But doing the 12 days of Christmas, we have more time, and I decided we could just do it together. Otherwise, it might not have gotten inked, and I really prefer it be. Just in the videos, you know, we wouldn't have had as much content probably. I'm going to let's see, do this side. I'm doing something different with my library pocket and the cards, so I wanted to. The only thing I'm doing different is I am going on the back side of this library card. I'm going to cover it with some paper, so it has a different look than your typical library pocket. Okay, so I'm going to close it up for now. The ink. Okay, and we'll move it out of my way so I don't get it all over everything, right? So this is the first page, and it looks kind of snowy back there, so I'm thinking, let's add a little snow. And I do think also that I'm going to use that same pink. I don't know what I was thinking, right? I don't know how much we'll get out of this one little dauber I've already done, but I want to keep it. We're just going to ink on the top here. Make sure this is open where I can get to it without moving my little book. Okay, so this is this is probably, as Simon says, Stamps snow stencil, and I used to order a lot of their stencils and stuff. So, and again, I had a real bad habit of remembering to use them. Are you guys like that? Dang, I get them and then they'll be brand new the first time I use them because I have forgotten to use them. I know, it's crazy. So you have to push pretty good through this because it's little holes. And if you want it, you know, real light, you don't have to. But I would use a very light ink if you're not going to, and hopefully I'm only inking, yeah, we're going to need to ink a little bit darker. Let's see. me make sure I'm on here just like you know, sometimes it's easy for this thing to get moved around. And it is. It does. I mean, it gets moved around. See if I can get... I don't want to use a really dark ink. And that's why I'm pushing super hard on this one. Trying to get it to go through better than it was. Now it will start out very gradual and tiny, and then the flakes get bigger and bigger. And mostly now that we're getting down to the bottom, we just need to do the sides. You know, right here on the sides. Get a little snow going. Now, because we're going to have the library pocket right here, see. I'm going to put a little bit down these sides so we can stay with the look. Perfect. And then I'm going to go over here on the inside and get those. And at the same time, I'm going to cross the bottom. So it looks like our library pocket has been in the snow. Now it looks like there's not any up here, but close up you can see they're very tiny, and they are there. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and set my ink aside this time. I actually will be setting it aside. Okay. Next is putting the library pocket in place. Now, you just pull the adhesive off. And a lot of times I go ahead and put a little bit of glue on there because, especially on the corners, because you know how it is to get anything, any corner or anything to stick down pretty good. Okay. Just mostly around the edge. Okay, and then up here, we want to put a little bit right there. Okay, and I'm using Fabri-Tac today, just so you know what's going on. And I'm going to go down here to this bare spot on my book. And make sure it's straight. I hope you guys have been having a good holiday season. It's getting close. 12 days. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just like, I told you what we were doing, but I just always feel like I'm not ready, you know? Okay. Let's get this little bit of glue that decided to roll out on the side, which I didn't even put enough there to do that. I didn't think, but maybe so. See, it wants to stuff that back up under there. Maybe it'll be fine. Anyway, of course, we shop for grandchildren, and then we draw names for adults, so that doesn't ever become a problem. Look how cute already, and we haven't even added anything in here that's, you know, over the top. Now, I thought about doing a doily right on top like that. Kind of mimics a snowflake too. And then I had cut this little piece of paper out to fit, and I'm going to center it on the doily. I'm going to kind of bring the doily down to the very bottom of the page. Okay, that way it's not covering up the whole part of the pocket. And then we'll do like this. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute, cute. We need a little something popping up here. Maybe it will do our little number right there. Okay, so let's go with this. first I'm just going to get some glue on the back of this snowflake. As soon as I can get this to, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Now, we do want to hit a few spots on the edges because I don't want to have glue all over the whole thing. And you guys know what that's like. It still's going to seep through some, but if we can keep it from seeping through too much, it'll be even better. All right, so we're going to go to the very bottom, center it on there as much as you can. Okay. Now up here, we don't want to glue it down to the inside of the pocket because that wouldn't be good. And I probably did put something on the back. Not much. So I'm just gonna... So we're going to do 2 layouts, and I thought what we'd do is on the first layout is where we'll put our number, okay? And then you'll know, we'll know what we're wanting to do. So we've got this little house card showing Santa crossing over the houses. I'm going to glue the library pocket onto this. And after the video, I'll stitch around this. But, I'm not going to do any stitching during the video. So I'm not going to go completely up to the edge. But I will always, when I do stitching, I will always show you in the next video what we've done. I'll kind of flip back through and try not to put too much on the edges because I don't want it to... Okay. And now we're also going to leave the best part of the card here, like on the front side of the library card. Okay. So I just want to make sure everything is square here. Don't want anything sticking up or sliding to one side. Okay. Now we're going to... This made the card, and this is going to be what goes in here. Now, you could, this doily is trying to stick, just like I said I didn't want it to, right? Oh, well, what can I say? We'll have to, let me get my little eraser right here to get whatever glue got on there. Because it's pretty much not any on the doily, it's on the, stuck on the pocket. Okay, that's gone. All right, so we're going to have our library pocket. You can slide it in this way, or you can slide it in this way, which is what I chose to do because I wanted the houses to stick out in the snow. And then I'm going to glue this little house on. I think it's going to look really cute. Come on. Now, I'm not going to sew this one since I'm gluing it onto the actual... Which means I might not glue the other one. We'll just have to see. Okay. Trying to see. The light is kind of a glare this morning. It's crazy. Trying to keep that glare. I hope it's not in the video. I apologize if it is. My lighting at this new house has just not been, to me, as good as the lighting I had in my old house. It's all situational. It's all where you're sitting and where the window is and all of that. Now, I think that is really cute. I'm thinking, I know we want to ink up our 12 Days of Christmas. This does have kind of a fuchsia color on it, so I'm going to ink all the white around the outside. So it looks, like it goes. This is part of the Chapter 1 papers Snowy Winter, I believe, is where I got my numbers. I just thought they looked really cute. And I'm kind of going over the front of them so it calms down that little bit of fuchsia. Okay. And I'm going to pop my numbers up so everything doesn't look so flat. Now, there'll be an occasional number that I don't do that. So I just use the foam tape that you get at Walmart. One side has adhesive. You have to read and make sure. The other side does not. And I like it because it's not over the top thick. Okay. And then I put the sticky part on the object. And then I come back and put glue on the back of it. The non-sticky part. So we could do this up here or down here. I think I'm going to add some more snow up there. And I think I'm going to put this right here. Now, you look at this and it's not anything fancy, right? That's because it's not anything fancy. It really isn't. And so, I had just chose to do, I'm going to add a few more right here. I just feel like they're not dark enough, even though they're small and they're on there. I want to see some snow. You know what I mean? Let's get some snow going. And it's not doing a whole lot more. I probably need to put some more on my brush. Or on my sponge dauber. Let's try that again. That's better. Okay, so now I didn't do anything over here, but it was because I like just having the paper. Now, I'm not going to promise you that I won't go back and do something there. I mean, I'm even thinking of stamping. I've got 3 stamps out, or 3 or 4 stamps out I thought we would use. And this little vintage, it's called the Swell Christmas Vintage, which is it's called, it says on here, Santa says, have a swell Merry Christmas. And so this has some snowflakes, and I just thought we would put some snowflakes on there, you know, straight down on the paper. If I can get this this is a pretty new stamp set. I mean, I haven't used it that much. I've had it for a long time. This is how I do, though. You know, I have to have the right situation come along where I'm going to put a couple little snowflakes on here before I actually start, you know, using it. It's crazy, I know. What can I say? I'm crazy. Okay, so we're going to use the same pink, which is really the Wild Rose. Lawn Fawn's Wild Rose. Let's see, we want to make sure this is stamping also, because it is new. I got to find a piece of scrap. This is where I was trying to get. Let me just make sure it's stamping. And it is. Let's go ahead and season the other side. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. We know it's going to work, right? Let me get my fingers clean before I start touching the paper. Don't want to get ink all over it. Okay, so let's do just a few here. If it's lumpy on the other side, I would recommend you not stamp. You could stamp beforehand if you wanted to. But I just wouldn't, I wouldn't stamp on anything you know, kind of bulky in the background. Because you're going to get just part of a snowflake if you do. I'm trying to be real careful because it is lumpy. Okay, there's 3 of the big ones. And let's just go ahead and stick one up in this corner. That way, everybody realizes if, you know, that I am actually... Nope, didn't get... Yeah, I got it down there, okay? I thought I didn't get it on there, but I did. Now, that one didn't stamp completely. You know, that's because... It's probably because I... lost focus on holding it a certain way. You know, you just never know. Okay, so we just added a few. I am going to try to go back over this one, excuse me, while I pull it right under me. Because that's how you can actually re-stamp. It's not always successful. This one was just okay. I'll show you. Okay, here we go. This is page, or day 1. See, I just did all those, but right here is where I double stamped. And you can see it's not perfect, but it's not noticeable unless I point it out to you. Okay? All right, so now we're going to move on to the second layout of day 1. I love this. Part of me is like, should I kind of do a faint Santa right there? Got to think on that. Okay, so we're going to flip over to this page where I thought we could do like maybe since it's got the Christmas tree song, that maybe we could do like a Christmas tree on this page. I had this real snowflake, like, I know it's a snowflake, doily, but I really want to use this on this page. So I'm going to just cut part of it here off. I want it to fit across half of our one side of the page. So let's see what we end up with here. I'm going to flip it over and put it as far into the binding as I can. And there you've got it. We get a nice stuck down doily. Now in this situation, I'm going to use Yoo-Hoo, and I'm going to, sorry, this book is a million years old, and it has slick paper, which I thought was kind of weird. But I'm going to just hit this so closely on the spine. Other places, I'm just going to kind of go like this. I don't want it to be super sticky where we can't put anything down, but we got to have it stay down, right? Okay, and it's going to show this blue pretty bad at first. I'm going to go ahead and put some right here, and then we'll put something over it to keep it from sticking to everything, but we want to get it on here first. Okay, so it is a big doily. Let's get going here. Okay, now I'm rubbing across here, but you got to remember, I have to get this down real good, and then I'm going to go over it. I sometimes do this kind of a wipe over it with a wipey to take any excess sticky off. Okay, and then we'll put a piece of vellum or something right here after we're done, so that it doesn't stick to just anything. See, I'm kind of wiping up the blue as I go, although just FYI, that blue, it will be fine. It dries clear, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to hit this just for a minute with my heat gun. Excuse me. I'm trying to get that water off of the wiping. That should be helpful. Sorry, I'm crunching on my eyes. I shouldn't be, but I did. All right. Oh, yeah, that's better. Now, we're going to put... This came in the kit, in my kit. Now, I think they're different in each kit. But this was the Christmas tree in my kit. And I thought it was so beautiful and would go well with this over here. Now, the music sheet, I'm going to give it a light, just a light inking. I've already lost mine. Nope. There's my little dauber. I am gonna do that so that it doesn't blend with the page behind it. You know, we want it to look like it's a separate piece, right? And I might get some on the paper, and that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about any of that stuff. Now, this page will not have a number 1 on it because I'm just going to hit these edges that are white on this. Okay. There we go. I'm also going to put one of the stars from the kit on here. So I want to ink that. And then I'm going to ink this pretty good. I want it to have a little bit of notice. I want you to notice it on the top of the tree. And yes, we are going to put this on top of the tree right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to ink this ticket because we're going to use it. And on this ticket is I stamped a little Christmas tree. I had done that before I decided to do the 12 Days of Christmas. So one of the other things is this little journaling card. I want to do some ink around it. I love this little Christmas tree. Okay, I'm gonna do the back. No, I'm gonna use the back differently. So I'm gonna do it on a guest check, because why not? It's pink, just like most images in this book. These are great for journaling because they already have the lines built in. I'm going to do the front and the back so you can see it from both. All right. Now, I'm going to make this. Let me put that down. I wanted to stencil a little tree on here somewhere. I'm going to move that for now. And I'm thinking like right down here on this corner. Now we do have music sheet here and all of that. But I just thought it would look cute. Just kind of in this corner on the music sheet. Okay. So try to do this without too much moving of the stencil. This is a cheap little Probably Walmart. I don't know where I got it. I've had it forever, of this little Christmas tree. There you go. Isn't it cute? I think that turned out cute. Let's go ahead and do one on this back side, just to have it ready. Oops, turned it over, didn't I? Let's do it this way. All right. Have you guys got all of your Christmas meal items purchased? Man, you don't want to wait till the last minute. You know how that crowd is. I know a lot of people do, because, you know, they're still shopping and so forth. But there he is. How cute is that? Glad that I found that when I was looking for my snowflakes. Because that worked out perfect. All right. So now we're going to glue this pocket down. And I'm going to do just a little marking right here so I know exactly where to glue. And this, you know what? I put that on the back, but it wasn't necessary now that I look at it, because this is going to be down. Hello, good morning. What time is it? I must be half asleep. No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I fell asleep last night on my lazy boy, watching videos on my big screen. I didn't feel like laying in the bed. Do you ever have times like that when you just feel like I'm just too much awake to really, I'm going to take some of this glue where it's blobby and take it off. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to get this little excess ink. You know what? I could have added that there, but I really like the way this, you know, I like the way it sticks out whenever it's not open completely. Okay. So now, I got a little bit of glue right there. Let me get it. Goodness sakes. Now, the second page of each day will not have a number. We'll just have to, can write it in the corner small if you'd like, or something if you want to remember what other page you did. Because my numbers is just one sheet. Can't really use those. Man, it must have really rolled over. I like the doily. It gives it some snowing effect. And also, I want to add some of our snow to the top and bottom. I'm going to be doing this, you know, on several pages probably. I don't have any real plans. This is a planless situation here. Let me open. I keep closing it because I think I'm done, and then I remember something I want to do. I come all the way back over here and get the ink. Okay, if you rub, you sometimes, depending on your stencil, you sometimes get a better look. See? Now, that's just my theory. I feel like when I have a stencil that doesn't want to work very good with the pouncing, like that, I just go ahead and rub. Now, you don't want to do that with like paint, or you have to really be careful when you're doing stencils with paint and so forth. Ooh, I like how dark that turned out. Let's add some darkness down here. And hopefully it won't be too much. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. Next, we're going to take this tag. And what did I do with my, there it is, don't fret, right here. I want to line it up in the center, just like that. Okay. I want to line it up because I want to hole punch several little things. We've got a red ticket. I want to put in here in this situation also, and I'm going to kind of angle this little guy. And then I have this white that I want to put over the red. Now I'm going to put, let me find where I'm at here. I'm going to go here, right in here, and move over a little bit. This is not the easiest hole punch in the world, and getting it center is not easy for me on this one. This is my Grommet Setter, and we're going to put a grommet in there. So let me get over to it. Let me lay this down. I thought we would do, I'm just going to do silver ones because I don't want any problems with my Grommet Setter. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like it's really hard to set the color ones. What is your opinion? That's just me talking. But I feel like it just doesn't enjoy that process as much when it's a colored grommet. Yeah, you can see I'm very off. But what else is new, right? Okay, let's go ahead and kind of move our red ticket to the right instead of to the other side. I don't worry about getting it off necessarily, so let's see. I always have to look and make sure I've got, oh mercy, crazy thing. Okay, got to keep it up and down at first because it's hard if you don't. Okay. I have to give it all I got. And sometimes it's not enough. But it did a good job. Except it's way off. But you know, this is my journal, and that doesn't worry me. And I meant to separate these little tickets. So everything's kind of cattywampus, but I like that look. And hopefully it will go in this pocket without any trouble. Maybe not. May have to trim this off right here. Give me a second. Get it all lined up here. Come on. Okay, let me ink it. I did get my little you know, you have these ideas and they don't always work 100%. This is one of them. I wanted this to go in. My grommet's more center now though. I wanted this to go in and then kind of let it. How did that happen? I don't know. I guess when I laid that dirty stencil down there, it wasn't dry. Paula. Now we may have to do different as far as this pocket goes. We'll save this one and we'll do just a regular tag. How's that? Or trying to think how I can make this work. Probably if I had to put it on something heavier, it just doesn't want to move down in there. I can put it over here, but I want my tree over here. I know what happened. It was my dirty stencil. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I must have had it upside down or something. I'm going to go ahead and put snow on this. That way, it doesn't look like we just smeared a bunch of stuff on our page by accident. Don't tell anybody. Because, you know, it'll look nice all blended on here. Let's do like this. That's much better. There we go. Got the problem solved. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue down our Christmas tree. But I think what I'm going to do is make it like a pocket. Well, because this isn't going to fit behind here because it's too big. So I'm thinking how I want to do this. I'm just going to glue it for now. We don't have that much time, so we need to get with the program. I'm just going to glue it down. It's not going to be a pocket. Okay, I'm trying not to go crazy with the glue. And here we go. Okay, I think we got all of it on there. Go ahead and put our beautiful image on here. I just think it's a beautiful snowy picture with some blue in the background. And it's got that pink hue over it. Perfect for this book, I think. Now we're going to go ahead and put this Christmas star on there as well. Yeah, there we go. Hit all 5 corners. And here we go. And I'm going to kind of put him down a little bit. I don't want him to be, I want him at an angle. I don't want him to be perfect. Kind of looks awkward, doesn't he? Okay, this page is not turning out to be exactly like I want. It needs to be straight down is what the problem is. There we go. Nothing sticky around it. It worked out fine. Okay, so now this is a picture. Over here is the pocket. Okay, so I'm thinking we need to just add something. Maybe add some of these little. That looks awfully small though, doesn't it? Huh. Maybe we could add Better Not Pout letter from Lynette. I do want this in here. I'm going to try to make it where he is the focus. I'm folding it right now so he can be on the front. When you save these, you don't have to make them fold just perfect. Fold them however you want. Make a tag out of it. There we go. We got our little guy in here. This is such a tight pocket. I don't know that anything else is going to fit in here. I didn't realize it would be like that. So I'm just going to lower it down just till Santa's peeking out the top. Yeah, that's perfect. So this one didn't turn out to be an amazing, didn't turn out to be an amazing page, but I had to put a page on here for my letter from Lynette anyway. I like to do that, and so that'll work out perfect. Something we didn't do, I'm noticing now, which we need to, because we did it everywhere else, right, is, can never remember which side's the right side. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of snow up in this corner. Okay, right around where, right around where this doily is. Yeah, that works out. Okay, so there we go. This is the page. It's not perfect like I wanted, but you know what? Before we finish, let's see. Let me see how much time we got. Okay, we got 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. I think I'm going to put this little guy right here. The only thing is where this hangs off, it's not going to work. So I'm going to cut it off because we can't use it any other way. So I'm going to cut this right here and then ink it like it was meant to be. You know what I mean? Just like we did other things. We've done things like this before. When I mess up, we just do what we want to do. Okay, here we go. Let's see about putting her right here. And this can be her putting this tag right here. This can be a tuck or a pocket. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a little bit more off the other side. I don't want it to hang off. I don't want it to hang off the page, is what I'm trying to keep from happening. And of course, when you do that, you have to ink. Let's ink some more. That's all right. It won't take long. It's pretty much already pink, huh? Let's do it back here, though, because, well, I'm going to make it a tuck. We won't need it back there. Okay, here we go. We're going to do it like this. And I'm going to pull it all the way to the right and glue it down that side and across the bottom. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. No, I should put it right here along that edge, but put the glue on the other side. That's what I'm going to do, because you wouldn't be able to access that side if you don't. So we're going to put this right here, across the bottom, up the side. And this, I like adding side tucks randomly. I forget to do it a lot of the time. So I'm adding this all the way over to the right side, just like that, like it was meant to be. And then I'll put a little snow above it. Now in here, we can stuff whatever we want in the side pocket once it dries, okay? Because you can see here that it's going to take some drying. Because I've got that flap, you know, learn from me. Don't do what I do unless it's right, unless it's the correct thing to do. Now, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to add some snow. Let's get it on the top part here first. And I did, can you guys see? And I did, come on, come on. Let's get it up under there. There we go. Makes a difference, doesn't it? How much difference it looks. I can't, you know, I can't even believe how much better it makes it look. But, yeah. There we go. Now, I'm sure this is going to end up being a problem. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just cut it off, because it's going to drive me crazy. But I really like the way it looks. Yeah, I'm leaving it. I'll get over it. And then this Santa, this Better Not Pout, he can actually go into here if you want him to. See? And there's room for him to stick out. I don't want to ink him because I don't want him to get all cruddy. So yeah, there you go. Here we go. Now I'm going to come up with something for in here because we need a pocket. And actually, let me get this real fast. Actually, we can cut off a piece of, let me show you. Let me grab it. It's not going to be giant, but, okay. We're going to do a 2.5 inch tag. Okay. And we don't need it to be super tall. You'll have to ignore, I'll add some tea stain paper to the back of this, but not right now, okay? Because we don't have the time to do that. And then you decide how high up you want it. And I want it to come to about right here. You know, I never measure. And that's okay. It's just who I am. I just do not measure. So I'm going to I'm going to round the corners because I like that look. And I'll ink after I do the, and I want to stitch around this too. So after I do, that didn't do it perfect. That's weird. Let's trim it right here. Didn't do a perfect cut. You could still see something dark. Okay. And then, of course, you're going to ink it. We got to ink it, right? And then I'll put a hole in it and pull string through it once I get it stitched. And I have all of the tea stain paper attached. Not all of it, but the tea stain paper attached. Also, I've thought about using these little message pages because they're pink. And you can either do them this direction on here or this direction. I'm thinking I like it this way. I may use this on the back. And what I'll do is I'll just get some, I'll get some glue stick right here. And once it dries, we can stitch around it. And I'm going to do that right now while we're on camera. It won't take very long. So in the next video, we're going to do the same sort of thing. It'll be a little different every time. I'm not decorating the exact same thing. We'll do a couple more page layouts. And I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. I'm just going to line this up right like that. And then I'm going to get a second one because I've got a bunch of these. And I just need to use them, you know. And I'm going to put the second one. Let me just put it over. Just barely over this other one. And yeah. Cover up that really dark red, right? There we go. Let me pull that off. And I'm going to let it dry. But this will go in, let me show you. Let this dry and then I'll stitch it. This will go inside this pocket right here. But we want it to be nice and dry and stitched, right? All right, guys. I hope you had fun doing our first day of the 12 days of Christmas. I know I did. And, yeah. So, tomorrow we will do page 3 and 4, which will be the second day. And this is the first page, which was not a big deal. The second one, on the other hand, has been a little more complicated, right? But that's okay. And then we've got this here, which is a side tuck. I don't like the way it looks when it's opened, but I like the way it looks like this. What we could do is glue here and make this also a tuck. Let's do it real quick. Don't have to tell me twice. Come on, here it comes. And you want to do the top and the bottom. And then you just hold it down. It's so funny how you start out, you have this plan in your head. And then you end up doing something totally different. But I do like the way, see, that doesn't affect my flip. I'm still going to have my tag in there. And then over here, I'll make something to go in there as well. And chances are, guys, it will just be another tag, because who doesn't like tags, right? Okay, well, I will see you in the next video. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye now.